Alright guys, this is Elizabeth Buckles and I am doing my report of findings here with Tyler and his daughter Everly. We are going to go over her 3-day food diary and the results of her 3-day food diary and discuss what we should do moving forward. So, Tyler, I went over the 3-day food diary that you submitted to me with everything that Everly has eaten. I wanted to say that she did a really good job, and for the most part her foods are pretty healthy, and I don't really have a whole lot of suggestions to make or things that I think that she should be omitting from her diet.
Nice.
But I went ahead and I put everything that she consumed into some software program that will allow us to break it down into different nutrients, vitamins and minerals, and break it down into carbohydrates, fats, and proteins.
Okay.
Are you ready, Everly? You want to hear about your results? Yeah? All right. So, for Everly, for the 3 days, her vitamin A was at 367% of her daily needs. So she did very well there. It is pretty high, but I do see that she had some peppers and some sweet potatoes, so I do think that's where that's coming from. Okay. Her vitamin B1, which is thiamine, was at 93%, so that's pretty good.
Okay.
Her B2, which is riboflavin, was at 166%, so that's also pretty good. I'm not worried about the B vitamins being toxic because those are water-soluble vitamins and they can be excreted in the urine. B3 was at 142%. B6 was at 289%. So that's also pretty high, but again, not worried about toxicities there. Her B12 was at 308%. Vitamin C was at 589%, and I think that was pretty high because she had some good veggies that were high in vitamin C, including some spinach and some bell peppers and things like that. Do you like spinach? Yeah. Her vitamin D was a little low.
What was it at?
You're big, yeah. You are big. Her vitamin D was at 11%.
And is there where are the sources for vitamin D that she can have?
So she can have some more egg yolks. She can have some more fish.
Okay.
You don't eat
Yeah,
fish?
she doesn't eat a whole lot of
You
fish.
don't eat a whole lot of fish. Well, I did notice that when you gave me her 3-day food diary that she is on a multi-nutrient and omega-3 fish oil too. Do you take your supplements, Everly? Yeah, you do, don't you?
I do.
So I am not incredibly worried about that because I did not include it in the 3-day food diary. I just broke down the food. I didn't enter her supplements in there. There was not an option for that.
So it could be higher than what it's actually showing.
Yes, it could be higher. The only thing that I was concerned with was her vitamin D, as her intake was a little low over that 3 days, but I do know that you're giving her supplements to kind of make up for that.
Okay.
Her vitamin E was at 75%. Folate was at 150%. Calcium was at 92%. Her iron was at 150%. She had a lot of really good leafy greens in there. I saw a lot of smoothies with some spinach in there. Do you like smoothies, Everly? What do you put in your smoothies?
A banana.
A banana. Yeah, you had a banana in your smoothie too, didn't you? Her magnesium was at 289%. Her phosphorus was at 150%. Her potassium was at 66%. That's another one that's a little bit low, but also I do know that you have her on that multi-nutrient, the whole food multi-nutrient supplement, which is a good one. And her zinc was at 225%. So overall, her vitamins and minerals are looking pretty good. We just have a few that are a little low over the 3 days, but I'm not incredibly concerned because I didn't include her multi-nutrient in the micronutrient breakdown.
Okay.
So as for her macronutrients, this includes proteins, carbohydrates, and fat. She had a pretty good balance there. 17% of her calories were from protein. 41% of her calories were from carbohydrates. and 43% of her calories were from fats. Most of her fats did come from saturated fats, which I have a copy of that for you in your report of findings, which I'll give you when you leave the office today.
Okay.
Most of her fats are coming from saturated fats. However, I did see that a lot of those saturated fats are coconut oils. And what was the other thing?
We supplement a lot of things with coconut oil.
Yeah, she has a lot of coconut oil, and the other source was she had coconut oil and coconut milk, which is where a lot of that's coming from. I did see some.
Coconut milk?
Yeah, you drank some coconut milk. Yeah. I did see some saturated fats coming from animal products, but not too terrible. But the saturated fats that she's getting in her diet are the healthy ones, and I do condone, especially with the little kids, having enough healthy fats to help them absorb the fat-soluble vitamins that they are consuming, which would be A, D, E, and K.
Okay.
All right. Her total calories average for the day were 1,148, so that is pretty good for her age. I do see that she is not picky. Does she have any dislikes that you know of?
She dislikes eating all in one sitting. She kind of grazes. But
She's a
other than
grazer.
that, she eats a wide variety of things.
Okay, yeah, I saw that she was pretty good. She had some veggies, she had some healthy smoothies in there, and a lot of food that appears to be made at home. Do you guys cook at home mostly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who does the cooking in your house?
Usually.
Me.
Yeah, usually Mom does.
Mom does the cooking. All right.
It's a vehicle.
Are you gonna grow bigger? Yeah. So my recommendations are that continue with the home-cooked healthy meals that you're doing now. I do appreciate that they're made from scratch, and she doesn't have a whole lot of processed foods in her diet. Involve her in the cooking of your meals. So if she wants to help out, this will encourage healthy eating throughout her lifetime. And then, of course, eating more vitamin D rich foods. Did you grow bigger? Look at you, you're very tall. Incorporating more vitamin D rich foods, because that was kind of low.
Okay.
The potassium came up a little low too, but I do know that it is not as concerning as her vitamin D, which was only at 11%, and potassium was at 66%.
What are other sources of potassium?
Leafy greens, fruits and vegetables. I did see that she liked bananas. That's a good way to incorporate that too.
She probably gets most of her potassium intake from her smoothies that she has in the morning.
Yeah, that's probably true. I did see that she puts bananas in her smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you. And I will have you go ahead and keep supplementing her diet with the whole food nutritional supplements that you're giving her now, and then I will have her come in for some follow-up appointments, and we can reevaluate the improvements.
Okay. When would we schedule a follow-up appointment?
I will have you come in every other week for about 6 weeks, and then after that we can meet less frequently depending on how she's doing.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Here's a copy of your report of findings. I have one in her folder for us here. This is for you to take home. If you have any questions, my phone number and my email address.
At home.
Okay. My phone number and my email address are on there, so you can shoot me any questions. And then go ahead and check out the front desk, and our front desk manager will schedule you for your follow-up visits.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.